Are you frustrated by perimenopause or menopause symptoms like sleepless nights, low energy, or those pesky hot flashes? I got a really interesting question recently from a lady commenting under my video asking what the right way to deep breathe during menopause. I've heard so many conflicting things from different experts. If that sounds like you, this video is going to help you. Because in this video, I'm going to uncover the top 3 common mistakes that even your doctors might overlook, which could be making your symptoms worse. I've seen too many women dealing with these frustrating changes, not realizing that the way they are breathing might actually be part of the problem. If this is the first time we meet, I'm Miyako Hazama, a Japan-based menopause key energy expert. I help high-performing women over 40 reclaiming their vitality naturally and thrive in their prime years with a little-known Japanese fountain of inner youth. For over 30 years, I practiced and taught a unique way of deep breathing rooted in ancient Asian philosophies passed on to me by my mentor, a renowned Japanese key expert. I refined these techniques, combined them with the latest science and my own experiences to help women like you navigate perimenopause and menopause with remarkable transformations in energy, sleep, and overall well-being. Why deep breathing matters? Did you know that we breathe over 20,000 times each day without even noticing? Imagine how much better you could feel if each breath was working for you instead of against you. When you breathe the right way, like I do and the women I've helped, you don't have to struggle as much as those draining menopause symptoms, or at the very least, they get a whole lot easier to handle. In fact, studies show that proper breathing techniques can significantly reduce menopause symptoms like sleeplessness, low energy, hot flashes, migraines, and more, offering relief. You probably heard about belly breathing, diaphragm breathing, or box breathing. But the type of breathing I teach and I've learned is the whole body breathing, a method that optimizes the mind-body balance to reduce the pain and discomfort from these symptoms. The power of whole body breathing. It's a kind of convenient way of breathing because in addition to that, it works to elevate your state of being. Think about how top athletes or dancers use breathing to get into their flow state, that zone where everything just clicks and they perform at their best. That's the kind of flow state I'm talking about. I've spent over 30 years fine-tuning my breathing practice to tap into that flow, allowing me to keep real, steady energy flowing through my body even now at 61. Yeah. And that's exactly what I want to bring to high-performing women like you who are always open for growth, even as you navigate this transitional phase of life. But here's the thing, deep breathing only works if you're doing it right. If you keep making the mistakes I'm about to share, you could be stuck dealing with persistent fatigue, extra stress, and even more intense menopause symptoms. It can even weaken your immune system, opening the door to other issues that leave you wondering why you are feeling so off. So in this video, I'm going to share what I've learned the right way to breathe and highlight the top 3 common mistakes I see in my clients, women just like you who are high performers in their own lives, whether they are executives, business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, or simply navigating their busy careers and personal lives. I'll also walk you through what happens if you don't fix these mistakes and give you a quick self-check you can do right now while watching. So stick with me, you don't want to miss this. Are you ready? Let's take a deep breath together. Mistake number 1, mouth breathing. Now, if I ask you, are you a mouth breather? You might be thinking, oh, I don't think so. And that's exactly where the problem often starts. Many of us aren't aware of it, but mouth breathing can sneak into our daily habits, especially during sleep or when we are stressed. I once had a client who swore she was breathing just through her nose, but after a little digging, we realized that she was mostly mouth breathing at night. She was waking up tired with a dry mouth and a foggy brain and couldn't figure out why she felt so drained. Why it's important, especially for menopause women. You probably heard that mouth breathing in children can cause issues like cracked teeth or facial changes. But did you know it's also a big deal for us adults? Mouth breathing can lead to dry mouth, gum problems, and even worsen the symptom of other conditions. For women in perimenopause or menopause, it can seriously impact your sleep, energy levels, and mental clarity, things that are already challenging enough in this stage of life. Mouth breathing also stops you from benefiting from the magic of nose breathing. Your nose has natural filters that block harmful particles, and it produces nitric oxide, which helps your body absorb oxygen better. Nitric oxide even supports your immune system by fighting off infections. If you're breathing through your mouth, you're missing out on all these benefits. What will happen? The danger or risks? When you rely on mouth breathing, especially at night, you might notice symptoms like snoring, bad breath, waking up feeling groggy, or even dark circles under your eyes. But the real issue is what's happening beneath the surface. Chronic fatigue, brain fog, and even a weakened immune system, which could open the door to more frequent colds or infections. Plus, if you are already dealing with menopause-related symptoms, mouth breathing can make everything feel worse. Practical way to self-check. Not sure if you are a mouth breather? Here's a quick self-check you can do right now. First, try keeping your lips sealed tight for 60 seconds. Is it uncomfortable, or do you feel the urge to breathe through your mouth? You can also check in the mirror. If you find it hard to lift the corners of your mouth like this when closed, it's a sign that you might be mouth breathing more than you realize. Once you start noticing this habit, you can take simple steps to shift toward more effective nose breathing. Mistake number 2, shallow or short breathing. The next common mistake is a shallow or short breathing. Just like with mouth breathing, many people don't even realize how shallow their breathing gets, especially when they are stressed, including myself. It's almost automatic. When life gets hectic, our breath gets shorter and more shallow. Let me share a quick story. I know a woman who was diligently practicing deep breathing exercises, thinking she had it all figured out. But as she went about her day, especially while working on her project using her computer, she realized that she wasn't breathing deeply at all. In fact, she caught herself holding her breath whenever she was focused on a tight deadline. Sound familiar? I know. A lot of us have been there, right? Why it's important, especially for menopause women. Here's why shallow breathing is such a big deal, especially during menopause. Shallow breath barely fills your lungs, giving you just a small boost of oxygen, and your brain needs oxygen to keep your energy and focus up. Imagine your lungs like a balloon. For it to function well, it needs to fully inflate. But if you are taking shallow breath, you are like living your day with a half-inflated balloon. Your lungs stay restricted and your body doesn't get the oxygen it really needs. For women in perimenopause and menopause, this can make a tough day even tougher. Shallow breathing keeps your body stuck in stress mode, tightening the muscles around your chest and limiting your lungs' capacity even more. Over time, it drains your energy, makes you feel tense, and can even make menopause symptoms like brain fog and mood swings worse. What will happen? Dangers and risks. So what happens if you keep breathing this way? First, you are not getting enough oxygen, which can leave you feeling constantly tired and foggy. Second, your body stays in a low-grade stress response, keeping you on edge, affecting your mood. Over time, those tight chest muscles can make it even harder to take a full breath, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. And when this becomes your normal, it's nearly impossible to feel truly relaxed or energized. So here's an easy way to check if you are breathing shallowly. Right now, place your hand on your chest and other on your abdomen. Take a deep breath. Which hand moves more? If your chest hand is doing most of the work, you are probably taking shallow breath. You can also check in the mirror. If your chest is sinking down and your muscles feel tight, chances are you're breathing short or shallow. A quick fix is to try taking a slow, deep breath and focus on your letting abdomen rise instead. You notice it feels more calming and grounded right away. Mistakes number 3, overthinking breathing techniques. The last common mistake is overthinking your breathing technique. You might already be flooded with advice from different experts on how to breathe or how long to count your inhales and exhales. I totally get it. High-performing women often want to get everything just right, perfect, down to the smallest detail. I once worked with a woman who asked me how many seconds should I count for each breath in and out. She was so focused on the timing that it started to stress her out. I told her, stop counting, because analyzing every breath can actually lead to anxiety and disrupt the natural flow that's supposed to bring you relief. It's like trying to dance while counting every step. You get so caught up in the numbers that you miss the rhythm and joy of dancing, right? Why it's important, especially for menopause women. For women in perimenopause and menopause, overanalyzing your breathing can make things worse. Instead of relaxing, it puts your body in stress mode, which can tighten your rib cage and stop you from fully enjoying the benefits of deep breathing to relax and rest your brain. Your breath is supposed to be fluid and natural, not forced or controlled by strict rules. What we really want is to find your own pleasant rhythm, a flow that connects your body and mind and even your emotions. The truth is, your rhythm might be different from someone else's, and that's perfectly okay. What will happen? Danger or risks? If you are constantly worried about whether you are doing it right or counting every breath, you're likely overthinking it, right? This can lead to feeling tense and stressed, fight or flight mode instead of calm and relaxed. Your ribcage might even tighten up, which blocks your ability to take those deep, nourishing breaths. And when you're overthinking, it's almost like you are putting barrier between yourself and the natural flow that breathing is supposed to create. How do you know if you're overthinking your breathing? Ask yourself this. Did you catch yourself constantly counting or worrying about getting the technique exactly right? If so, you might be focusing too much on the mechanics instead of letting your breath flow naturally. Remember, deep breathing is meant to be a soothing, natural process. If you let go of the need to control every detail, you'll discover a rhythm that feels right for you and bring the relief you've been looking for. So here's a quick tip. Try closing your eyes and take a few deep breaths without counting. Focus on how your body feels and let your breath find own natural rhythm. So did you notice any of these mistakes showing up in your own breathing? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your experiences, because your insights could really help other women in our community too. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips to navigate your perimenopause and menopause naturally with ease and more vitality. Now, if you are ready to discover a new way of deep breathing that can boost your energy and help you reconnect with yourself again, you definitely want to watch the upcoming video, because I'm revealing the new type of breathing, the whole body breathing I talked about, a method that balances your mind and body to ease these stubborn symptoms, but also helps you tap into that flow state, like an athlete, the zone where everything just clicks. And when you can tap into this flow state, you can perform at your best while gracefully navigating those delicate seasons of life. Fascinating, isn't it?